How the Robin Stole Fire. Ages ago in the dreamtime, the ancient time when the world was created, the first people lived on earth as birds and other animals. They created the culture and traditions of today. This is a story from the time. One day near sunset, a group of hunter birds were returning to their village when they met a very old man. The old man was carrying a spear and an empty day pack called a dilly bag. When the old man approached the hunter birds, he stuck his spear into the ground as a sign of peace. The old man began to speak to the birds. I have come a great distance, my brothers, and many moons have passed. I have traveled to the place where the water speaks with the voice of thunder. I have passed beyond the mist-hidden mountains to the great red plains, and I have traveled to the land that lies beyond the dawn. I have had many adventures. I would like to rest with you for a while. In return for your kindness, I will tell you the secret of the fire of the sun. The leader among the birds that decided to take the old man back to their village and give him some food. A wonderful meal was quickly prepared. When everyone had finished eating, the three gathered around the old man and waited for him to speak. No one knew about fire during this time, when living things enjoyed the warmth of the sun, and they often wondered how to take fire from the sky to provide warmth when the snow came. They didn't know how to use fire to cook food or harden spears, but they knew that fire would keep them warm. The old man began. Now I'm old and my people are scattered like dead leaves in the wind. But I have enjoyed a journey to the land behind the mountains that hide the sun. There was no water, and the creeks were flooded with animals who had died from thirst. I nearly died as well. I hurried without rest. I am afraid that I might not survive. One day, when my tongue was swollen with thirst and my legs were weak, I was a brilliant pool of water in the distance. The old man continued. I ran, stumbled, and crawled until I reached the water. When I lowered my face to drink, it was only sand, pool, white and shimmery in the sun. In my frustration and frenzy, I began to dig and dig until my hands were sore. Beneath the sand, the dirt grew hard, like clay, but I found the water, and the small trickle saved my life. The old man finished his story. Having rested over the day, I felt refreshed. After many days, I found a land where large trees grew. One morning, before the sun had risen, I saw its fire shining through the trees. I was curious, so I walked near. It was then I saw Mar the cockatoo take the fire from under his wing and hold it in his hands. I accidentally stepped on a dry stick, and he heard me as I ran away. He threw a spear, but he missed me. From there, I traveled back to the hunting ground of my people, but they were gone. I followed their tracks until I found you, and now here I sit, offering you the gift of fire. If one of you is brave enough to steal it from Mar. The members of the bird tribe were very excited at the prospect of having fire all the long, cold winters. They all spoke at the same time, trying to convey their feelings and ideas for fueling the fire from Mar. But they did not listen to each other. Finally, one of the elders silenced everyone and said that he had devised a plan. They decided they would hold a party called a corroboree and invited Mar the cockatoo to the celebration. While he was there, someone would try to steal fire from him. At the celebration, there was singing and dancing, and lots of food and drink. There were even mock fights and tests of strength. The birds offered Mar a piece of kangaroo flesh, one of the choicest pieces, but he refused it. Then they offered Mar the kangaroo hide, which he accepted before leaving the party. The feast quickly lost its fun when Mar left and the tribe was not able to steal the fire from under his wing. They even began to doubt the old man's story. They were not sure the fire was under Mar's wing. One of the smallest birds, a warbler named Pride, decided to follow the cockatoo back to his camp. He traveled many days, always staying out of sight. By the time Mar had reached his camp, Pirite was very weary, but when he saw Mar take the fire from beneath his wing, he flew back to the tribe to tell them what he had seen. Everyone was very proud of Pirite for his ingenuity and bravery. It appeared that Pride had proven the old man's story was true. The elders held a meeting to discuss this news. It was decided that Takana, the robin, would make the journey to Mars camp to steer the fire. Early the next morning, Takana set out on his long journey. Takana traveled for many days. The sun was very hot during this time, and Takana became thirsty and tired, but he continued and arrived at Mars camp one day, just as the sun was setting. Takana was glad he would be able to sleep for the night before having to steal the fire. He unrolled his kangaroo log and quickly fell asleep. Just before the sun came up, Takana awoke and began to watch the Mar. While he was watching, Mar took the fire from beneath his wing to light a stick on fire, which he used to burn the hair from the kangaroo hide he had been given. When Takana saw Mar with the stick on fire, he charged into the camp and grabbed the stick before Mar knew what was happening.